Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back here. Welcome back to the land of the awesome. What's up, Scotty? How are you doing? Dr. Sam K81. Welcome to you. What's on fire, buddy? Who's on fire? Alright, so not claiming that, not claiming that, not claiming that. Need to make a video about Dracula, and I have like 3 or 4 videos to make. That is fine. Inventory, I have one. I don't want to use my radiance right now. I'm gonna get another 40k. But then again, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Philly. Did you read Crash Post? I did read the Crash Post. I did indeed read the Crash Post. What did you think about it? Well, 420 something points. We need more. We're gonna play. Kind of makes sense, right? Kind of, yeah. It does have its problems though, but it does kind of make sense. And I kind of believe him. No, I definitely do believe him. And you know, what's the best way to put it? I don't think it's like flat out dishonest and saying like, you know, the way contest makes revenue has changed and stuff like that. I however disagree that it's like, you know, the players' fault that have gotten too skilled and the players don't want to go back to that and stuff like that, because they have well overcorrected and it's they themselves who did it. Like, it went from Act 6 being borderline unclearable to most players to Act 9 being irrelevant to everybody. So they have overcorrected there, not found a balance. And that is why, for instance, nobody's wanting to spend units on consumables. As an example. Not because, well, part of it is that players are more skilled, but it's also that Kabam's not making strong piece of content anymore. Like, even the Everest type content, Labyrinth initially, we needed like a couple Odins apart to clear Labyrinth, and then after Labyrinth there was the Abyss, right? And most people didn't anymore, right? At that point, you need a couple of Odins apart. You needed maybe an Odin per path in terms of like resource and stuff. And then we get Necropolis, who most people like. I speedrun Necropolis, and I still did it with my stash, without like the items. So that's down not to me being more skilled, because every single one of those pieces of content had a die now button. Even if I didn't make a mistake in any of those fights, I was forced to die the amount of times that Kabam wanted me to. But not playing the game and buying deals with units, the game go to approach. No wonder there's even less consumables if we had rewarded to not fight. Well, yeah. But, and the point is, like, for instance, I have a shit ton of revives expiring daily. That's not because I'm insanely skilled or don't use any items. It's because I can earn way more items than Kabam can, you know, get them from me. It's the fact that Kabam is not making any content that takes my items away. think it's better that way. Like, as much offers you won't believe the content visual. I disagree with it. I do think we need types of content that people build up to. That was part of the fun and excitement here, where people were prepping. Is like, okay, I've saved up this and I'm gonna do a part of that, and screwed up a little bit, but okay. Definitely screwed up more than I should have. They are the ones that brought in hardcovers, and yeah, exactly. It's like, because that post wants to have its cake and eat it too. And after this match, I'm gonna kind of break it down a little bit, but effectively. Exactly, offers will never be reachable for everyone, so at least content could be. That's exactly. And having, like, the time when we had this content that people genuinely built up to hunted champions for because they were, like, needed to do that content efficiently, properly, that was fun in itself. That created a chase, that created the sense that what you do in this game matters. Because you were, like, improving not only your skill, but also your roster and, you know, stash, and, like, now I'm ready to tackle that piece of content. That doesn't exist in this game. Now, every piece of content that comes out, I know for a fact, like, I know guaranteed, I'm doing it. As soon as it comes out, the only limitation is going to be the time that I can allot to it, and if I have enough time, you know, in day 1, day 2, day 3, I'm getting the content done. Because that's kind of how bad it has gotten. We are at a point where Kabam, like, anything that Kabam releases, I know for a fact I can clear immediately. In between my stash, in between, you know, what content they have been making, all that other stuff. Went for relic, but okay. Not the best fight. And again, that is something that Kabam did with their design decisions. Like, it's not that I am that skilled right now that, you know, Kabam would release equivalent of Act 6 or, you know, Labyrinth of Legends, I wouldn't use items on it. Those are the fact that Kabam has been making easier content on purpose, whether it is story content or a challenge. Like, Wheel of Fate, yeah, I use, like, what, 10 rebuys per, like, chapter or something like that, more or less, maybe even. That, and Kabam called that, like, hardest content released to date. No, it was just a fairly bad piece of content, and, you know, that's it. and then they released, like, the new Crucible. I prefer content easier. I don't. I think that's part of the problem here. If content was harder, there would be less monetization in the game, according to Crush himself. And again, Kabam made content easier, so that would incentivize more people to kind of, like, run, and that was kind of like their part of their business strategy. In addition, Kabam is the one who chose what champions they release, and if, you know, plenty of the champions, plenty of the attackers now make a bunch of that content completely, you know, rudimentary. It's not like we made those champions and give players the weapons, the tools, you know, to destroy some of the content. So I don't like this where it's like, okay, yeah, the baseline has changed and, like, you know, it's the players who are skilled and we have, like, basically no other choice but to make this many sales. No, it's more so that this is the total sum of all the decisions that have made, that Kabam have made, that has gotten us here. Because players didn't decide this, but Kabam did, and them going like, we have no other choice how to make money. That is the total sum of every single thing that Kabam did, typically, in order to end up making more money. And they're it's kind of like, you know, that saying like, well, when a writer writes themselves in the corner. That is what they have done. They have kind of effectively written themselves in the corner. But why can't we go back to the good old days? To a part we could, but again, that would have to be like communicated a lot, and there would have to be like a clear distinction in between. This is content for everybody. This is aspirational content that, you know, vast majority of you will potentially never be able to clear, but never be able to clear fully. They could do that. They have chosen not to. We couldn't never go back to the point where it was. I think, for instance, if you had like back when AQ Map 6 just came out, I often spent like $30 or something like that in terms of unit packs and whatnot in order to be able to play AQ. Because I need the extra potions and whatnot. And that was like kind of the norm, you know, when it initially launched. I don't think we can go to that, because things that people have and aren't prepared to pay for have changed. But in order to get like some insanely good... Unknown wouldn't qualify because you're... what? In release tournaments, Mr. Uniman won't qualify? I mean, sure, why not? How much longer do you think you can play this game? It entirely depends on Kabam. Well, biggest issue, content's not as exciting anymore because, exactly, content's not as exciting anymore because it's easy. As I said before, like, I don't look forward to 9.3 getting released, like, basically at all. I want the rewards from 9.3, sure, and I'll look forward to getting whatever rewards 9.3 has, but... And the boss fight, maybe, because the boss fights are fairly cool. But as far as, like, doing the quest and seeing whether I'm gonna have fun, and so on, I don't think it's an exciting piece of content anymore. When 5.4 came out, I was excited because I knew it's gonna be hard. When, you know, 6.1, 6.2 came out, those were hard pieces of content that I was not sure. And I was not sure whether I'll be able to do immediately and how many, you know, items it's going to take me and stuff like that. And my stash typically didn't look as it does right now because I wasn't getting so many reviews a day and whatnot that I have a ton of them expiring constantly. But Kabam created that. Well, that is a bit of a sliding job. Games basically build your roster and play BGS. That is what the game has to become. It doesn't have to be that. Torture rank 4, it's a problem. Fuck. I honestly prefer it that way. I don't think I do. I think it's an element of truth to the skill argument, but I think it's more knowledge when it. I mean, that is also true, yeah. Knowledge is like very significant here. And again, yeah, skill has improved, but yeah, I don't think it's as big of a difference maker what Kabam is making it out to be here. I should take in the tiger. I should take in the tiger for sure. But good. That is another thing. Skill improved because the AI became insane. Okay, and all of a sudden, just like that, it is a wee bit screwed. Stop him. How are you doing? Okay. That. Oh, fuck it. Let's do this. Oh, interesting. I have good feeling about Dracula though. What? How the fuck did I get parried there? Fuck me, okay. Only playing one match every morning? How comes? But yeah, no, you don't have to slow down your combo with Dracula, this is the thing though. And I think they did a very big disservice talking about slowing down the combo, because in general, yeah, you don't have to slow that combo down much. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference there. Yep, I'm screwed. Okay. Classic deep dive. Yeah, because again, that slowing down the combo thing, like after I watched and read the abilities, there's literally very little reason to do so. And I don't think anybody really will. So yeah, I mean, okay, that was bullshit. And I want everybody here present to know that that was bullshit. Obviously, I lose this now. Deservedly so, if you ask me. But this is gonna be like minus 30, which is gonna piss me off a lot. I fucked it up every week. Right. I need to. I'm playing at a fairly high level of points. I need to take this more seriously. So if I play, I play. If I talk, I talk. But I nullified the fucking immortality. Ah. Jesus Christ. This is a beatable score as well. I lost that. Oh, yeah, I suppose. What would be nice as a draft pick out of top 30 champs and BG equal rating for everyone as a game mode? I don't think that would be popular. That nullifies the reason to spend and to create your roster. I fully understand why people want it, but I don't think that's a good business move, so to speak. But yeah, so as far as like the post goes, again about that, I think, you know, he makes a reasonable case, but I think he conveniently makes it whitewashing his own, Kabam's own involvement. And that I was like, oh, we have no other choice. Players are just so skilled now, and they don't talk about, you know, broken champions. They don't talk about overcorrecting the difficulty of content and Kabam not releasing anywhere near as difficult content as they used to. They don't talk about a ton of things that actually has led us there. And whilst I do think that, you know, he's definitely right with the facts that previously we spent way more, you know, cash on unit bundles to get items and stuff like that. But the reason we don't do now is kind of like very nuanced thing that they lost definitely 89 points. Oof. I'm not spamming my YouTube, it's crazy. Okay, Adam. To make it usable anywhere. Yeah, you can use him in like Alliance War and stuff. Some metas, like in this meta, I have seen make it used in BGs as well. Not awful. Only one thing collections. But okay, that is a different thing. Like I don't have anything against cosmetic monetization overall. In fact, I do think it is a fairly good idea. Regardless of, you know, Kabam here completely kind of like washing their own hands clean. But in reality, as again, how we got that here is the total sum of decisions that Kabam has made, much more than its player behavior. So it's they never took responsibility really for that. But as a cosmetic type of monetization moving forward, I think it's fair enough. I think it's the most harmless way of monetization, long has been, and I don't have anything in it in principle. However, I think the proposed plan with the whole first look champions and having the rainbow profile, it just looks ugly. It's disgusting. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be forced to look at it. Unless Kabam makes something that's actually cool and looks impressive, you know, with some, you know, graphics that I also would think are, you know, good. I don't want to be looking at it because, in my opinion, this change makes the game significantly more ugly. And yeah. And, you know, and again, I'm not even trying to get into the whole rainbow politics associated side of it. I like to use here much more humble example of 99% of the time I don't give a shit how my wife decorates the house. And I was like, oh, do you like these curtains or do you like those curtains or so and so forth. In general, I don't care. The moment she puts on the pink bed sheets and, you know, rainbows on the walls and stuff like that, I'm putting my foot down and saying, like, that's not fucking happening. Because, yeah. Because I don't want to be looking at it every day. In general, in my life, overall, I do like, you know, more pulled back colors. I typically, you know, dress black, white. I have like a dark blue piece of clothing. But I don't want to be wearing rainbow. I don't want to be looking at rainbow, like, you know, every time I enter my house and like look at the wall or something. And I sure as shit don't want to be. Again, it's not even to do with LGBTQ stuff, really. Like, again, it's just ugly. Like, I don't like. Don't you like rainbow? I don't have anything about a random rainbow in my skills packet that, you know, I buy once a month and, you know, eat it and that's it. I don't like rainbows as a constant presence in my life. No, I don't. Eagle could don't cost 175. Oh, Eagle's gonna be cooking. But young Spider-Woman after nerf? I don't know, we can't still play with her. Next year is gonna be the autumn of pain stuff. You know, the whole year of pain, if you will. That is happening. Somebody is doing their homework. I don't think skins and MCOC is a good idea. Like, again, like, as long as I can switch it off, as long as I am not forced to look at it, I think do whatever you want with cosmetics. Like, for all I care, when my opponent is using a serpent, they can be looking at Hello Kitty, and I will not give a shit about that. As long as I'm not forced to look at it. That. Serpent Beach skin, sure, why not? I mean, Red Guardian and Santa Claus and all that stuff. Like, sure. Don't care. Not particularly interested in a personal level, as long as I'm not forced to be subjected to it. So, hi, Natch. Alright, well, have fun, bud. Free Christmas skin for the Rebellion sandwich, and yeah, I actually had that same thought in my head. Yeah, that can actually work. That is a decently good idea. Come on. They're worried about cannibalizing self and the new monthly gems? Maybe. Possibly. However, I didn't want to say. 6 points. Come on, that's okay, whatever. Leader's better than anti-venom? For heal reversal, leader is better than anti-venom in just about every fight, except this one, by the way. Anti-venom is better than leader in this fight because youcan has endurance and anti-venom has many of the permanent buffs. A leader, you know, you have to be like super aggressive to make sure your buffs, you know, actually are there because they fall off quicker. Anti-venom, you don't really need to worry about that. I am not bullying quantum players at all. I deny these allegations. I wholeheartedly and sincerely think you should shut up. I think you're a quantum player. How about that? Why are you sad? Not sad. Stressed, worried. What's your last match? In rank 4 Torch Scorpio against rank 2 Serpent. In this meta, yeah. In this meta, Serpent's kind of like a bitch ass pussy. Generally, in this meta, Serpent's not like worth the battle or anything like that. And the Mysterium Demon, everybody fears. Mysterium Demons are scary as fuck, though. Alright, Bish. I actually don't know if I need. Venus. to go down. We have other plan. I'm working on it, yeah, basically. We're probably gonna hear about it soon, but yeah. Okoye is in fact a little bit goated, yes. I shall see what you can do. First edition champions do not look great. I completely concur with you on that one. And again, I don't think it's even the whole I need to go to the level. Solid. How is Jean Grey good in this meta? Or do you mean how is she good in this meta? She isn't particularly good in this meta. She's usable in. So David. Neferi go. Neferi does alright, yeah. And another thing with like new cosmetics is the question, like, do I ban her sometimes? I ban her all the time. The thing with cosmetics and that line of argument is like, do any of you honestly believe that Kabam would actually monetize the game less if cosmetics took off? It's like kind of fairly important question in my opinion. Neffy is on steroids this meta? Yes. That he is. It's like, I don't think it would. I think time and time again, Kabam is, you know, proved that there's no such thing as enough money. Come on. Yeah, I figured this was gonna be faster. If you want to monetize the game less, assuming cosmetics are financially successful, then that would go against the core principles of economics. Exactly. I don't think ever since the inception of this game, at any point, Kabam has showed themselves to be the type of company with the type of guiding principles that make players, you know, fun be the main focus of their design space. So yeah, I just generally don't believe it's gonna reduce the monetization in the game. And here you can see I'm like, I don't know, naive or anything like that. Or cynical is what I meant to say, actually, not naive, but I don't think we live in the type of setting where Kabam would ever say, we have enough money, let's not make this sale. And this will be, it's just a way to overcome some players' objections, exactly. I genuinely think you'd be naive. Like, even on a personal level. Like, would you take that deal? At any point, like, when you're running a business and you figure out, like, another product to sell, and you say, like, if this product is gonna do well or something like that, you know, I'm not gonna sell the other product or increase the prices or something like that if I can do it. It's like, no, you won't do it. You can see the money in front of you and you're gonna be like, I'll take it. What's bro cooking? Bro is not cooking, bro. I mean, like, thought he's bleeding cook. I don't know. I don't know why he did it, but exactly, they're not in the business of leaving profits on the table, so. They don't do less sales, but maybe they don't do it. Okay, Jen, you think so? Now, do you believe that, Adam? Like, do you sincerely believe that if Kabam's monetization of cosmetics goes well, do you think they will pick either or? Okay, the way to put this in a very simple perspective is, do you think such a thing as 100% of the money exists for Kabam? Can you picture Kabam working with this box and them saying, if players fill this box with money, we're not gonna make the next sale? I think it's downright stupid to do so. I think the idea that, you know, if Kabam has a goal to fill this with money, and 60% of it comes from, you know, regular resource offers and sales, and 40% of it comes from the monetization, do you think Kabam would stop? Do you think they would, you know, not make the next sale? Exactly, they'd get a bigger box. As would you, by the way. As would vast majority of you, personally, as would every one of the businesses that you work for. That is capitalism. You do not leave the money on the table. Because, you know, Kabam Crash post was very kind of clever, presenting it as like, you know, 80% of our profits came from this, and now it's only 20%, so we're effectively increasing the sales to try and get to the... There is no end point. There is no end point to how much money they are trying to make. And that's why, again, that's why, number one, I respect Crushed as a professional. I do think he carries himself better than just about everybody working for Kabam. That's why, you know, there's rhyme and reason to his arguments. But it doesn't mean that those posts are any less misleading. If anything, many of his posts are even more dangerous. Because you don't find anything immediately objectionable. And as, like, we heard here, many of you are like, you know what, I agree, and stuff like that, because it is a very agreeable post. When he lays it out the way he does, it makes it very easy to agree with his stance, his points, his opinions, and he's doing a, you know, colossal job in that post, kind of like, number one, cleaning Kabam's hands of all the bad decisions that he made. And number two, he makes, you know, a reasonable, articulable case, which is good, which is to be respected. Not, but it doesn't mean that that post has, like, you know, best intentions behind it. It doesn't mean that that post isn't necessarily hiding anything from you. You think Rhino Super Solar units are going to be special? Yeah, probably. There's probably going to be like crystal for them. And again, to make it clear, I like Kabam Crashed. I respect him, but I also realize that his and mine interests are often misaligned. I can't say that we're on opposite sides, because ultimately, as I keep saying, I think it is a win-win. If the game does better, it's better for me. If the game does poor, it's worse for me. Data, you can't deny data. Data isn't always will be king. Yes, but the problem is when you take data and you assign meaning to it as a human. Data is king. Data doesn't lie. Data has rhyme and reason. Our interpretation of data is often misleading, though. As in, like, if you see why something mixed methods is the king in essence, because of what I just described. Because again, if you look at the data and you choose, fuck, I needed that. I'm not a data nihilist. One second. Alright, did that. Because that is exactly where the problem coming from. You can read data wrong. As in, like, you can assign wrong explanation to the data that you're seeing. No? Let me give you an example of Latvian history, for instance. In between both of the world wars, Latvians had their one and only dictator. Well, authoritarian, really. And effectively, the story goes that in election just before his coup d'etat, it was a record low participation rate. It was record low in, you know, the entire history, and basically nobody wanted to go and vote. People who defend that authoritarian leader, and he was genuinely a good leader. Like, he was. There's no argument about that. Like, life was better. But people who defend him say that because the election had record low participation rates, people had given up, given up hope on the whole politics thing, and they were so disillusioned and jaded with the politicians that effectively the people said, there's no point in going to vote, nothing's going to change, effectively the same people are going to be in the power, and, sucks. And that is the argument of the people who are defending the coup. And the people who are pro-coup are trying to effectively use the argument that life was good, life was stable, people were disinterested in the politics because, they were happy with the way things are going. They didn't feel that they need to go and cast the vote and intervene because they were satisfied with the level of life and the direction the country is going for. And it's two completely opposing arguments based on the same data. Right? Right. So, what do you take from it? The fact was one. There was a record low participation rate in that election. Correct? Correct. The interpretations of that fact, of that data, are wildly different. So there you go. I do believe that, data is king and data is golden and stuff like that. At the same time, I do believe that what we do with the data is where the error comes in. And what's the problem with humans, effectively. I should have went for level 1 then level 2, but okay. Oh shit, I didn't have any neuros on. Okay, 9. I mean, I screwed this fight up, but okay. I'm fucked now. Oh, what if the current monetization is genuinely healthy for the long run? Cosmetics giving them off-ramp to actually lower the sales related to gain power. I know this can be seen as naive. And again, it is a possibility. I'm not saying it's implausible. But here is the thing, is like, do you believe that is the case, or that would be the case there? Like, kind of hard, because again, every business theory effectively says that that's not a thing that's gonna happen. It's like no business ever in the history of the world, as far as I'm aware. I'm sure there are exceptions, so I'm not gonna say no business ever in the history of the world, but in general, I'm going to go as far as to say that generally businesses don't say that they have enough money, that they have earned enough. And of course I get intercepted by a clunk of fucking metal. And this fight isn't going well. I could almost promise you guys that he's lagging my phone. I know it sounds wild and it should be impossible, but I do feel as if my phone is somewhat logged up right now. And I did not get stuck there in that animation at all whatsoever, but okay. Yes, fair enough. Up, Sonia. What phone? iPhone 15 Pro Max. So I shall restart this, but yeah. So we kind of discussed this before. There, Henach, where, like, again, do you genuinely believe that Kabam has such a thing as 100% of the money made? And if they do you think they would stop? So, like, in theory, the way Kabam Crash presented his argument is that previously 80% of, our total revenue came from, items and whatnot, and now it's only 20%, so pushing the sales and shit like that. But he never, like, approaches the idea of, like, 100%, right? It's like, because realistically, let's say Kabam sets a sales target of a month, I don't know, fucking 10 million. Make 3 million from cosmetics, 7 million from resources and whatnot. Do you think they stop releasing off? No. I don't think so. I think they're trying to make more money. I think if the tag was 10 million, they'd gladly make 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't think there is a realistic world where Kabam says, like, we have hit all of our sales targets, let's ease up on the monetization. So there you go. Yes, we are getting another next Titan's compensation. That is absolutely correct statement. And here's the deal. I actually do think it would be clever if they did reduce the heavy monetization, but that has to come hand in hand with the, quality improvements to the game and so on and so forth. Because if Kabam, kind of like, what's the best way to put it, laid back on how much they are trying to monetize each individual player and focused more on providing a better product that more people want to play, they could make way more money overall than they currently do. I think that is, an entirely viable business strategy for them. I don't think they're ever going to go for it, because they seemingly have went on, we don't really, okay. Oh, this? Oh, thank you very much, Sony. Thank you. But again, Kabam clearly, in my opinion, has gone a different route. Kabam has gone the route where they're trying to get as much money out of every single player playing this game. Again, yeah, I like Crushed. I think there's nothing like inherently wrong with the post that he made, you know, from the appearance, but I still find issue with the way things are presented in that post. I do think this post is more dangerous than, for instance, Karate Mike's post is. Because there, in Karate Mike's post, you know, everybody could find things that they find objectionable on. And it was extremely easy to be with that post or to be upset with this post. This post is way more dangerous because most people who read it, they go like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, without actually dissecting it further. As in, without, like, the initial part of it, where they talk about monetization, at no point he effectively takes responsibility that the way the game is right now, and the state of the game, and the state of the monetization, is the total sum of their decisions. It is the sum of overcorrecting the difficulty of the story content and other content that they release to making it significantly easier, while simultaneously increasing the access to the resources and so on and so forth. While and again, whilst on face of it is something that is, you know, satisfying a portion of the players, that is, you know, what I want, but it's a dangerous thing to give people always what they want. It's like, this is exactly the type of thing that Kabam spoke about before, where, like, you know, they have to make unpopular decisions at times. In the grand scheme of things, them not overcorrecting on how easy or difficult the content is and how many, you know, revives are available out there is way bigger repercussions, because that is, you know, one of the things that has shifted the way they have to monetize the game. Additionally, again, it's like putting it all, players have gotten too skilled. Some players have, not everybody, and many of the players are fairly shit now because Kabam's you know, making all the past content easier. Number one. Number two, power creep exists. The fights that used to be kind of like blood, sweat, and tears type of fights now are piss easy with, like, you know, a new champion like a Serpent or a Hercules or whatever. And that again is up to Kabam, because they consistently try to sell the shortcuts. They try to sell the next most OP champion that, you know, makes mockery of this piece of content and that piece of content, and they have. They did it in order to make money. So they chose the short-term profits and make the champions more desirable, and, you know, make more people chase these champions kind of harder. In order to sell them and make money from them that way. But that is one of the reasons why I have gotten here. So again, Kabam making content easier, Kabam increasing the revives that you can earn, and, you know, for many of us they expire endlessly, increasing the, you know, strength of the champions, going back retroactively, making the content even easier than they are making. All of that is the total sum of Kabam's actions that has led us here. And love BGS, my man. Sure. Yeah, probably Shredder. But again, okay, this dickhead. Never like to face this. But okay. Rank 4 Antagon was just kind of mean, if you ask me. Well, in fact, I guess we're gonna get rid of it. Everyone relies on new meat not knowing their patterns. And it's well, to be fair, I don't think the change is because of Dracula, because Dracula is going to be a potato on defense anyways. Dracula is not going to be a defender. There's nothing in his kit that makes him a defender. I made a mistake to go with that. That invisibility doesn't matter too much. Because you can parry, blind hit, and, you know, parry again and go for it. Because it goes on cooldown for 12 seconds then. And also, obviously you can still find your other openings. Look. Trust me, he's gonna be potato on defense. There's gonna be nothing like hard about him. Because again, when you do force the miss out, you do set it on cooldown basically. So you can parry, throw a light, parry again, hit him. That is much easier than like base shooty has where you just can't parry him. Alright, fuck it, go. No, wait a minute. Fuck it, go you. So yeah, by all available information, and I will cover this in the video that I do make about Dracula, it does appear that Dracula is going to be a potato on defense. Why? Why? Okay, so okay, fuck you. Okay, that level 2 at the end was poorly timed. Fuck! That was the difference as well. Oh yeah. I think that Spidey is more likely to be a defender that the nerf was intended to work around. But Dracula, I actually, after looking at deep dive, I like Dracula. I hope his damage is good enough because, yeah, I like what they're cooking there. No Spider-Woman. Fuck it. Probably a mistake, but fuck it. Let's have some fun. Yeah, that little piece of shit. Oh yeah, I'm kind of screwed. Focus up a bit. Yeah, exactly. Because I like what they did with him. Oh, fuck off. Not have thrown this, but where's the hell? Oh, maybe I should have. I mean, I still screwed it up because I didn't back him off on time. But hey, that's decent. I'm glad that you can't have nullified beauty for the whole hand, only for special. I mean, like, just super close. I mean, like, I messed up with, but fair enough. GG's, buddy. Well played. I screwed up a bit too much with my. Zola is actually kind of flush and attack this meta. It really is. But I should just be flat out more aggressive from the beginning without trying to set myself up, like, ideally, which I never did, so. That's like one of the big mistakes. I just hope that Pavitra is a good champion. Yeah, sure. Like, again, the whole thing with Pavitra is like, I know that, you know, there's a shit ton of people playing this game from India, and I'm like happy for them that there's an Indian champion and stuff like that. So my comment on Pavitra is not going to be him as like being an Indian champion. My comment's more so that I'm fucking tired of Spider-Man in this game. Like, honestly, I am. So I was like, I would have had hoped that I don't know, that Indians get a cool champion that's not Spider-Man. I'd be perfectly fine with it. Meg Sentinel is an Indian. I know that. I actually advocated for a Meg Sentinel in the champion choice vote. You can look up those videos. And then yeah, in general, it's just like I don't want. It's like I'm so done with Spideys. I mean, yeah, true. Streaming is never the advantage to the streamer. Somebody said Nico, right? Somebody. Somebody said Nico, eh? Yeah, I'll make a video on it, Andy. What do you think about it? We actually discussed that quite a bit in the stream earlier. Like, again, it's like I don't want any more spiders. I think if you want to increase the presence of the spiders in the game, yeah, listen very carefully to this. It's gonna be a fucking shocking thing that I'm about to tell you. Fix the old ones. OG Spidey got buffed, he's still fucking awful. We have Symbiote Spidey, like, you know, the Black Sword Spidey, he's never gotten touched, like, he's still shit. Like, Spider Punk is, you know, fairly mid as a champion, even though he gets 2 now. Who else we have? You know, Miles could have easily gotten into. I think Miles would be like a good buff, but evidently doesn't find the need for it. So yeah, I think there is more than enough place for Kabam to spread themselves in terms of Spider-Man. So I want more. Kind of like, I want a really good touring game, right? Buff the old one. Like, that's fucking it. Just buff the goddamn old one. Did anybody really want one was one champion? Cool. Good go. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like good cap. And again, it's like, you know, they have Peter fucking Parker. OG Spidey. He fucking sucks though. Like, just buff him again. Really? Really? You swine. I'll actually lose this one now, but we'll see. You do the arcade cooking with me. I mean, like, he's very good in this meta. I do think what you all said with like the living tribunal watching and stuff like that, I think that would be cool bosses. Not necessarily playable characters, but I think, you know, instead of some Black Widow or Citalis and corrupted Hulk and shit like that, it would be way cooler to fight like at a living tribunal or something. I have not watched the Marvel Zombies, no. Should have been done with Yelena. Yeah, well, he isn't. I'd go Domino home. The R7. Oh, cool. That can work very, very well. Dabs in chat for KD1? Absolutely. Otherwise, we're gonna nuke the chat. What is this shit? What the? Okay. Okay. Again, I need to pay more attention to this fight. I'm definitely lost here. Oh my god, I screwed this fight up so much. I kind of hate myself now a little bit. It's just one thing after another. 42 seconds though. God damn. And Dola is like a cooker here. Damn, the lead fumble. That was a badass fumble. That was a bad fumble. Or, you know. Yeah, he's gonna pick the shit out of my poor baby. That's about as well as I could do this fight. I've never seen any Hulk as a good defender. Well, these nodes make this one a fairly good one. Then Thekiryu was a paid actor. But how was he a paid actor? How was he a paid actor? By the way, guys, enjoy these last few streams. Tuesday is going to be the last stream that I do. And also, I think there's only going to be one stream on Tuesday, because the afternoon and evening is going to be fairly busy for me. So it's only going to be the morning stream. So it's in the evening, like as late as this. I'm only going to stream tomorrow still. Because then KT is going to go to Turkey. Retirement? No. Honeymoon. How long? Like 8 days, basically. No, I'm not doing hair transplant.
Shut up and take my money.
I'll call you.
Him 23
I
got
got it.
$10.
Wait, what do you mean no sound? I am talking. We are having sound. Thank you very much, him. Appreciate that. In Turkish like that? Obviously will. I know Turkey has like very nice sweets, for sure. Okay then. I don't want you to have that. I don't want you to have that. Take away that as well. There's some cheeks. That's my wife you're talking about. I really don't like this opening. Okay. I'm not going to Istanbul, I'm going to Antalya mainly. And the neighboring cities. I'm staying like a short drive away from Antalya. Hard locum, what is that? Maldives? Always good to enjoy. Well, thank you. Well, danke. I really don't like my draft. We came back for it. Oh, that's sweet. I wouldn't mind that either. I really don't like my draft. This we have that. I mean, I do need that leader, but I have no real. Ah. What do I do when I'm not playing MCOC? Most of the time I like to spend time with my family. Like, my wife, we like to take day trips, field trips, walking, you know, sightseeing. Latvia is a very, very beautiful place, especially in like summer and spring and autumn time. And then one second. Then, recently we have started taking like at least 3 walks a week with my wife. Kind of like this little challenge that we're doing. Do at least 3 hours of walking a week, but we typically do 4 or 4.5. Fuck no! I swear to God, my doesn't matter. Okay. I mean, athletes? No, I was like, no, not athletes, but you can say that Latvia and many other places have different culture, and we are fairly outdoorsy and fairly healthy and fit, comparatively speaking. Oh yeah, definitely fit fine. Are you going to this brawl? No. It's not necessarily that I wouldn't even want to, it's just expensive as fuck. But yeah, no, I'm not going. When you have someone to talk to for hours and nothing? Absolutely. And you know, we actually like each other. I lost this one. I absolutely lost this one. Because I suck. Or not. Maybe he sucks more. Yeah, we basically got the deal. That was like, you know, the flights, the transfer to the hotel stay, and stuff like that. Some incognito. I suck. We know. But who this time? So what else do I do? And, you know, now I do quite a bit with my stepson. Well, my son. Often, you know, part of my day goes, you know, taking care of him, making sure that he's fed, helping him with his homework, or, you know, doing activities with him as well. So. And then, you know. In Latvia, for instance, this culture thing is quite popular on weekends to get together with your friends and have like a little house party. That is a fairly popular thing. What? I see what he did there. But you are Hey Valiant, strong house plus meta plus AI, no fun. You're greatly appreciated. Thanks, Muzzy. Grill party? Kind of, yeah. In summer, there are often grill parties. In, you know, wintertime, it's something indoors. Good. Fuck off. The entire fight was fine. The entire fucking fight was fine. Did he ask me to send about the comment on the stream? Okay. Well played. Well played, did he? And what did he say? I roll lost 100 points. Yeah, I haven't been doing too great tonight either. Don't like this method? I actually do. So carry on, YT user. What did he say? Additionally, you guys could hit that like button, sub button, all the good buttons. That'd be greatly appreciated, because otherwise it's not fun. Or start Doom. I don't like this. I don't like any of this. I know a little bit better. I have not watched the new Dexter. I did rewatch Nobody with my wife last night. There are absolutely charming, delightful, uplifting, constructive, passionate, and dedicated people here. All sorts. There's also the internet. How much comp we need? All of it. How did she... What the fuck? I hate that. They also said an apology would go a long way. He didn't provide that. Again, that's like... It's filling in time saying silly little jokes. That's kind of making it even worse. Because you can... immediately assume that that is how he would be naturally off camera. Because that is not just a slip of a tongue, but that is like what he really thinks. You know what I mean? In situations like that, people, when they overly try to justify what they did, they typically reveal more bad shit that makes it worse. Like in there, like, as far as I'm concerned, you can have like two stands. You can go, you know, very sorry I said that. I shouldn't have said that. You know, I apologize. End of it. Or, you know, stick to your guns. Because, but, I don't know. Back to you. We'll see. God damn it, she's slow as fuck. I actually should have been triggering region way more often. Oh, god damn, she sucks. Yes, that is correct. Rank 4 is gone. Yeah, probably. When I do receive that compensation, I'll buy the missing bit and I'll probably rank 4 somebody. A W though? That was indeed a dub. So update 8th. So I'll buy something before that 8th, then wait for the update. Because I'm actually kind of fairly chunky on the whole Radiance thing. I have like 530k. Plus obviously I'm getting more from AQ. Regular AQ week typically gives me like 42k Radiance there. So, yeah. I will... I think buy one tier 7 basic, like now, basically, before the update. And then, you know, rest of them afterward. Because I have like 1.4 tier 7 basic, something like that. Well, either way. When I get that compensation, I'll decide, but I am sitting on a bit of Radiance right now. What say you, folks? Well, the Glory Store is getting updated, also. I mean, is MODOK? MODOK is a meta merchant defender. Like, if you can't stun him, he can be annoying. There are counters, but then he can become very annoying. If you can stun him, then he's kind of weak. And just about anybody can do him, unless it like severely messes with your rotations and stuff. How much of TSN based on Glory Star? Nobody knows. There will be TSN based in Glory Star. The word helmet makes me laugh. Why? Because just defender is meant, and she's not. She still, you know, works against the matchups that she's meant to work. It's just that. Oh. Okay. Yeah. It's just that she's not, you know, faster than most others. This method doesn't really hinder her, basically, much, but it doesn't accelerate her either. You call idiots all sorts of things at times, you know, spanner, a bucket. Alright, I'll fucking go eat that. That's fine. This should work out fine too. Oh, you spawner. Could have been well better, but okay. Could have been well better. Who is this mod? I mean, Scotty or Sonia? Which mod do you have an issue with? There are, in this stream, by the way, just so everybody's clear, I have to keep reminding this. There are specific words in this stream that will immediately get you into timeout. As we call it, the gulag. Nobody gets all these words in advance, so you can find out, obviously, by watching the stream. But there are certain things, because this ain't no democracy, this is no freedom of speech country. The speech is heavily regulated here. And the story of that word that you used, it is a champion that I don't have as a 7-star, and that I really want as a 7-star, and that I really like, and I'm extremely salty about it. So whenever somebody mentions that specific champion, you can get fucked. Exactly the cheap version of Null, right? How do you get the mythic title? I was one of the first 10 people to explore Necropolis. I was also one of the first 20 people to explore Abyss of Legends, but mythic titles didn't exist then. Let's come tomorrow on Tuesday. Typically they come out on Tuesday recently, but they have not specified that. I swear that Dex just logged out. Like, I Dex that, but I promise you that was a spaz out lag out. And exactly the reason why I lost this round. And Honestly, Solvax, the thing that pisses me off most about fighting Solvax, none of his abilities, is the lag in combination with those abilities. There's a 6-star Groot guy? I don't know. I was not running so long, I've got Dazzle in my deck. I don't want to do that just for the one matchup. That's about to change with the update. Because they are fixing that in the update, aren't they? God. Now there's a very cheesy interaction in between the Dazzler and the whatnot, and basically you just... At the moment it works, but it is in the patch notes basically that Razzle Dazzles is no longer gonna nuke the thingy. There you go. This nation in which using Dazzler against Solvar could create an infinite loop of damage deflection. So that interaction is done. I mean, 82 is more than normal, but it's still a long fight. It's not super fast. One Magnet Gem, Carolina, Nico. First of all, jail. Jail, gulag, all the bad things, Mr. Holmesy. Second of all, Nico. Nico needs to play more. But you're going to prison for that. I respect your courage for asking the question, but you're still going to the prison. Oh. Oh, that makes it super easy. Finish that fight sub 50 seconds. Fair enough. Well, hello there, babysit. Da, 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 da. Okay, do. Cole Jackson. Fat ass Zemo is bad in this meta. I'm probably gonna rank 3 my Zemo for this. Maybe. I'm thinking of taking my Zemo rank 3. Okay. Where's Baby James? Baby James, probably. On some sort of weird furry fetish website right now. But don't tell anybody that I told you that. Okay, what do we do here? Do we go with that? Do we go with that? Or do we go with... Oh, fuck it, let's see how it works out. Makes me wear a tail. I know, he told me that. Quite proud of that, by the way. Figured you should know. Yeah, that Dark Phoenix thing ain't too great. I don't know. Enough. Quite bad, actually. Ask me. I think I have gotten out-drafted. And for a while, and I have said truly any stuff I mistake. I'm very well jealous of that, by the way. I just recently got my Kinder this time. He's still unduped. Oh, the match is going well, Sith. They are going in a manner perfectly adequate, I suppose. If my Kindred was duped, I'd actually consider taking him to rank 4 as well and giving him some 6. Kindred is a she. Kindred is the he, she, they. Kindred is all of the things, whatever. My Kindred is a dude. If your Kindred is a lady, that's perfectly fine. How about that? With double I will be at 30 rank course finally. Oh, it took you a while to get there, buddy. Starting to get worried about you. How? This is the second time. And I lost my damage mode. Your staff is already 37 and slacking? Yes, you are. You absolutely are. But still, my baby boy Wolfie doing a solid job. I'd bet. Zol vs Dark Kings. I have never tried that matchup actually. I mean, this is awful, but okay. Yeah. That's our Baron Zero. In this meta is good, yeah. Not a well and moderate spender. Yeah, shut up. Now shut up with that bullshit. Good. Na? Chciałem tam spację. No, probably not do trees, but no. No doubt. Maar nee, prestatie. I'm an idiot. Hate you sometimes. I definitely screwed this side up badly. I need to practice more using the Zemo God. And do this, then I should have just used my relic to begin with. I don't know why I didn't. I almost feel like I should have went with LDS, but fuck! Yeah, I probably lose this one. Most likely. Yep. Because I got smacked. Could have done it well better. GG's, man. Played very poorly this last round. I actually think I'll cut it here. They do have some videos to record. But hey, well played, buddy. I'm not claiming any of those. See you soon, lads. Bye bye.
Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the